Hey SparkFun fans, it's Avra, and I have some great news for you. SparkFun's collection of SerLCDs have gotten a facelift, and now they all come equipped with a Qwiic connector. That means it's as easy to add your display to your project as it is to plug in a toaster. The three models that we're talking about here are the 16x2 SerLCD RGB backlight, the 16x2 SerLCD text, and the big guns here, the 20x4 SerLCD RGB backlight. These all come equipped with the ATmega 328p AVR microcontroller, which means that we can program and update firmware using Arduino. That also means that the firmware is entirely open source, so you can customize it if needed. The ATmega 328p is actually the same chip that comes on the SparkFun Red board, but it just consumes a little less power. Finally, these displays utilize an 11.0592 megahertz crystal, so they are insanely precise. The engineers here have already built out dozens of examples in Arduino that you can load up as soon as you get the board so that you can start experimenting. We've also ported the Arduino library to a Python library so that you can hook up any of these LCDs to a Pi and use them in conjunction with the overall SparkFun Qwiic Python package. Furthermore, we've added an additional example, specifically example 17, both in Arduino and in Python, that demonstrates how to change the I2C address on your LCD. Basically, you can write text to LCDs, you can adjust backlight levels, you can customize splash screens, and so much more in Arduino or in Python, thanks to the extensive libraries and examples we have. All three of these displays can communicate through serial, SPI, or I2C. But of course, the greatest addition to these modules is that they all come with a Qwiic connector, so you can leverage the power of the I2C bus and hook up dozens of sensors and display all sorts of data on these displays. They're all 3.3 volt devices, so make sure that you convert to 3.3 logic depending on what kind of microcontroller you're using with your project. Thanks to one of our engineers, Bobby, we have some incredibly thorough documentation that allows us to connect the U-Blox GPS modules to the SerLCDs to create a GPS-based clock. These modules all connect with Qwiic, so the only other additions we need is a Qwiic Red board as our chosen microcontroller and a GNSS antenna for the GPS board. The ZF9R module that comes on the GPS RTK Dead Reckoning breakout board enables us to get our location and the associative date and time even in places with low reception. We first have to achieve an initial GPS lock, but after that, we could really display any of the geospatial data that is being gathered by the breakout board. With the Dead Reckoning breakout board, we could display latitude and longitude and track where potholes are when driving. Or we could create a wayfinding guide that could graphically point us in the direction of treasure. Wouldn't that have been nice in finding Fen Forest treasure? If you don't know what that is, go look it up. But basically, any project can be enhanced by adding a SerLCD because it's a great way to display data and graphics. And it's quicker than ever before with these Qwiic SerLCD modules. So what are you waiting for? Get yours and start hacking at sparkfun.com. So you can customize it if needed. The ATmega stuff, chip things as the SparkFun Red board. Cool, we got this. And get yours. But of course, and hook up dozens of sensors. But of course, then it just goes black.